Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing Mars in the 7th house. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. People with Mars in the 7th house, unless well expected, have increased the likelihood of marital strife. Troubles also arise through business partnerships and legal contracts. The spouse of these people may be either strong and forceful or aggressive and domineering, and very often these people find that other people tend to sue them in court for various reasons. Try as they will, these people find that their plans and expectations are disrupted by others. It's important for the 7th house Mars person to make a concerted effort to cultivate gentleness and diplomacy in order to avoid rubbing people the wrong way. On the positive side of things, these people are very fortunate when engaged in competitive endeavors such as athletics, lawyers, soldiers, and promoters. Mars in the 7th house people are naturally argumentative and easily provoked by anyone who disagrees with them. It's difficult for them to meet others halfway because they consider any kind of resistance as a threat. The best way for these people to beat competition is to have well-developed skills, because it is useless to compete with anyone unless a person is reasonably sure that they can win. A properly utilized talent is what determines whether a person will win public approval for their accomplishments. With the naturally abundant energy that the 7th house Mars person has, and a little imagination, they can succeed in any confrontation. When these people are trying to convince others of their talents, they will drive a hard bargain. Talking about what they can do may fascinate people, but it is action that counts in the final analysis, and with their abundant energy, this should pose no problem. The parents of the 7th house Mars person may try to intimidate them by insisting that they should come first in anything that these people do. As a result of this, they will most probably leave home early in life so that they can make their own way independently. But it is important for them to not feel guilty about this because if they do, their actions may be restricted by this guilt. With a little self-control, which is easier said than done for these people, they can be very effective in winning other people's support for their ideas. These people know how to dramatize their ideas very well in order to arouse other people's genuine interest in them and their ambitions. Mars in the 7th house people will encounter much competition in trying to get a job, but with their naturally aggressive natures, they will not be deterred from their objectives. Working closely with the public will be easy for them if they develop greater self-discipline and learn to make concessions at the right time. Mars in the 7th house people secretly have doubts about their ability to win over competitors, and they may be forced to extend themselves more than they want to. This might cause them to overreact and be even more aggressive than necessary. In this way, they might use so much energy that they lose interest. Mars in the 7th house people don't really mind doing things for people, but they want to be appreciated for it. It is difficult for them to work behind the scenes where no one notices their efforts. Eventually, they may derive satisfaction from what they do rather than from the notice that they get. These people know that their choices for achieving their goals will be much improved if they get an education. They have many exciting dreams about what they want out of life, and they have the inspiration to achieve them. The naturally aggressive natures of these people can be an asset in their profession if it is balanced by compromises and common sense. But if they cannot learn to control their tempers, they may get only a lot of bad publicity instead of the recognition for their achievements that they truly want. It is important that the Mars in the 7th house person takes moral responsibility for achieving their goals ethically. Otherwise, they risk losing everything they have gained. They need to be discriminating when their friends offer ideas that seem suspect, and be guided by their own sense of right and wrong. The strong physical drive of the seventh house Mars person makes it hard for them to endure rejection by those they love. Sometimes these people may suspect that they are being used to satisfy the desires of the spouse and mates, and that they can be discarded at any time, or else their spouse and partners feel this way about them. Basically, these people want their partner to depend on them and appreciate their efforts. People with Mars in the seventh house tend to be argumentative people. It's important for them to try not to be angry when people disagree with them. If they can be objective, they will understand that no one is trying to threaten them. They are simply presenting an alternative point of view that could be an opportunity to expand their knowledge base and get the benefit of someone else's experience. So, it is important for these people to not cut intellectual disagreements off before they have a chance to evaluate the entire situation. Most people are impressed by the seventh house Mars person's aggressiveness, but they are intimidated when these people act impulsively without justification. They will get support for their programs if they learn to discipline themselves, because other people won't take a chance with them unless they seem more self-controlled. When these people arouse others' interest by dramatizing their plans, which they excel at, above all, it is important for them to get an education so that they can learn how to promote their ambitious plans without incurring the resentment of their intended supporters. Mars in the seventh house people devote a lot of time to thinking about the best way to realize their dreams. They should use an equal amount of energy to carry out those ideas, though, because talk is useless without action. It is important for these people to be wary of shady suggestions from friends, because it is imperative that they always operate within the limits of their conscience, guided by their sense of right and wrong. Freedom is so precious to them that it would be senseless to risk losing it through careless disregard for ethical behavior. In spite of appearances, the seventh house Mars person doubts their ability to successfully meet competition, and so they tend to overreact to threats and use tactics that are much more aggressive than necessary to win, or else they become argumentative when they suffer defeat. This probably results from the conditioning they received while they were growing up. Perhaps they weren't allowed to express themselves freely, or they were severely punished when they did. In that case, leaving home while still young was the best action to take, although they might have felt somewhat guilty about it. These people may be alienated from their parents, so they will have to rely on their own resources to make a life for themselves. A career that allows them to have authority over others will relieve some of this tension, but it has to be handled intelligently to be truly productive. With common sense and objectivity, they will acquire status for their accomplishments. Mars in the seventh house people thrive on competition as a chance to demonstrate their superior abilities, and their aggressive natures will pay dividends when they have the opportunity to make money. Nothing will deter them from their goal of financial independence, and this vision sometimes drives them to excess. It may be useless to tell them to relax and get away from the pressure of their work now and then, but it needs saying nonetheless. When people appreciate their help, it pleases them more than if they simply paid for it. The seventh house Mars person, all or nothing attitude, demands that their partner be completely dedicated to their needs and ambitions. They find it painful to be rejected by anyone, especially the one they love. These people don't demand complete submission, but they must be the most important person to their lover. As a result, this gives them fewer people to choose from, but for those that qualify, they will do anything to preserve their relationship. In their career, they must develop their skills to the utmost to increase their chances of winning in competition. These people have the energy and imagination to use their skills effectively to obtain any reasonable goal and win the public's respect. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.